Hi everyone, welcome back to another Dear Coco Day in the Life, and today we're going to be making the Zatarain'S honey butter cornbread mix. One of my IG friends put me onto this, and I can say this is one of the most delicious mixes of cornbread I've ever had. So I'm going to start with listing some ingredients that you need. You'll need milk, you'll need butter, and you will need an egg, and the measurements are on the back of the box. And here I'm just showing you that we have all the ingredients. You'll also need clearly some tools. You'll need a mixing bowl, you'll also need a measuring cup, and then it's time to start sectioning off your ingredients. So on most butter packs it'll show you like the tablespoon amounts, so just make sure you use those indicated lines to cut up what you need. Naturally, they encourage you to soften butter by leaving it out. I never do that. I always heat it up. I try not to overcook it. It's just faster for me. It's easier for me that way. So I heat it up in the microwave for about 30 seconds or less. Once it starts making that popping sound, that's when you know to take it out. Please also remember to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. You want to have that warming up while you're getting your prep work done for the cornbread mix. So here we are, just reviewing the instructions. You want to open up the box and pour the mix into your mixing bowl. Be careful with this. When I did it, it kind of like poofed up at me because some got caught in that little extra tab you see me holding. So I would suggest you cut all the way across, or maybe use some scissors to make a cleaner cut. That'll make it easier. And then I usually put my liquids together. That's always encouraged. Because the butter might be hot, you might want to be careful to make sure you don't scramble that egg. It wasn't that hot for me, so I just mixed in my liquids together. I usually would put the milk in there too, but I didn't this time first. So you want to funnel, you want to make a hole. That way when you incorporate your wet ingredients, it kind of folds within itself. So you want to use that same measuring cup to measure out a half a cup of milk. I thought I didn't have enough, but actually that was more than enough in that little container. You want to check to make sure it's eye level, make sure you have actually 1/2 cup, and then you want to pour that in the center with the rest of the liquids after you put up your extra gallon of milk that you didn't need. And so you want to shake, shake, shake. You want to get that out, and then you just want to start mixing. You want to mix, 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 mix. You want to make sure you're getting the sides to get all the mix in. You also want to make sure that you're scraping the bottom. It's easy to get like little clumps of mix that aren't mixed if you aren't like literally scraping the sides, especially if you use a fork. I prefer mixing with the fork. I feel like it allows me to kind of stab all the ingredients and break them up, so that's what I prefer. But if you're using a whisk, that's fine too. If you're using a mixer or KitchenAid like you see in the background, that's also fine. You just want to make sure you mix as much as you can. Here we go. So now we're looking at the cooking spray. If you don't have cooking spray, you can use butter, or you can lightly flour the pan. You just want to make sure that your cornbread isn't sticking to the bottom when you're ready to serve it, when you're ready to eat it. So now we're going to pour the mix, and I kind of just try to go back and forth, left to right, left to right. You want to get everything in there. It's not a huge pot of cornbread mix or a huge pan, so you want to make sure that you're getting everything you can out of it. And at this point, I'm making sure I'm getting everything I can by grabbing my spatula. You want to make sure you're using the spatula to get out all of the ingredients. Again, this isn't a huge pan or a cast iron skillet of cornbread, so just make sure you're getting out all of your mix. You're scraping the sides, you're scraping the bottoms, getting out everything. And then you want to shake the pan kind of left to right to just make sure it's even. And then you want to wait until the oven hits 375 degrees before you pop it in there. And then you want to pop it in there, and you want to set your timer. Don't be like me. I set my timer for 27 hours instead of 27 minutes. So when I went to go check the halfway mark, I was like, this is still too much time. What is going on? So the box says you have 25 to 30 minutes. I try to always just do like in the middle of what they suggest. So also you can like look at what's going on. If the bread still looks wet, then you know it's clearly not ready. And also you don't want to open the oven because that will let some of the heat out and it'll drop the temperature and it'll take longer to cook. So if you have a light you can just turn on, use that to check on it. So 27 minutes later, I also set a stopwatch just to, you know, double check my timer so I wouldn't mess it up. And I'm checking it out and it looks golden brown. It looks delicious. I see the edges are a little browner. It looks crispy. It looks dry. It doesn't look liquidy. So I take it out. And also you can't see, but I'm kind of trying to shake it, just making sure it's not wobbly like Jello. I'm checking the edges. I see that they're nice golden goodness brown. They look delicious. And I'm ready to hop into this. Like, I'm filming it, I'm salivating, I'm ready to hop into it. I do the knife test and basically we check to see if anything sticks. Nothing sticks, that means it's cooked on the inside. And now I've taste tested some just to make sure, you know. I also drizzle honey on it. That's just my personal preference. The recipe doesn't call for it, but it is called honey butter cornbread. So why not top it off with honey? So alright you guys, that's it. Thanks for watching.